Okay, so it occurred to me this morning that I've been showing people pictures of my garden and saying, well, yeah, I've been germinating things and I've been doing this and I've been doing that, and I can't identify in the pictures what I'm showing you pictures of. Like, I usually show you the pictures of the bales over there. We zoom over there with which you can hardly see because there's potato plants growing in front of them, but I show you pictures of those because I know it's potatoes and onions. But the two with the fences, I cannot identify in pictures. I just say, oh, it's some other stuff. Now, I say I'm germinating, back to germinating. And people say, well, how do you do that? You know, and it's really cool, really easy. Well, I think it's cool, and you're going to think it's cool too, because I'm cool and my garden's cool. Anyway, all right, this is, can you come over here and zoom in on this plant? This is a tomato plant, and I actually don't have any open flowers on it right now. They're actually turning into baby tomatoes, which is really cool. But to germinate flowers on a tomato plant, you just have to flick them and shake the pollen down onto the middle part of the flower. I think it's called the pistil, but I could be wrong. You know, it's so tomatoes and peppers flick the flowers. They're kind of like hermaphrodites because they do it all themselves. On the other hand, with cucumbers, squash, and things in that general family, zucchini, you have male flowers and female flowers. And I need you to zoom in. That's a female. Perfect. You zoom in. This is a male flower. It's just flower, then stem, no fruit. On the other hand, a female flower is what actually turns, this is a cucumber, that actually turns into the cucumber. It has flower, then fruit before the stem. And to pollinate these, you just take the male, you know, you get way more males than you do females. Because females are actually turns into the fruit. And I pulled the petal off, and I'm just gonna kind of rub them together. I'm going to try to rub them together. Usually I have the children do this because children have smaller fingers. And they don't bring in an income, so they got to earn their keep somehow. Alright, so I've rubbed them together, so that's going to turn into a baby cucumber. And I have one that was probably pollinated by a child that is growing into a cucumber right there. Now, as far as what else is planted, there's turnips right here. This is a black cherry tomato plant. The first tomato plant I showed you was, let's find out together. Steak sandwich, which is similar to a beef steak. And this is chocolate pear, which has a really deep tomato flavor. More turnips. I think that's a cucumber. I forgot that I put seeds in random places in the bales, and said seeds are starting to grow. So we're learning together what is coming, because yeah, I'm almost positive. And we have lots of onions tucked in everywhere because I'm growing white onions, yellow onions, and red onions. Well, when you buy an onion set, which is a little net bag of dormant baby onions, they're 100 in a thing. They come 100. So I had 300 baby onions. 300. And Angel is ambitious. Angel's an ambitious gardener because I'm unemployed. And so I just tucked onions in everywhere. There's onions randomly in the ground. Oh yeah, stuff in the ground. Okay. We got stuff in the ground accidentally because I'm growing two types of potatoes. I'm growing yellow gold potatoes, and I'm also growing red potatoes. Seed potatoes come in 5-pound bags. So we put some in bales, like all those bales over there. There's a whole row that has potatoes. And then I think this bale has potatoes and kale and other things. But you can't put potatoes in with like tomatoes and zucchini, and so we ended up with 4 rows of potatoes in the ground. There's one in front of that bale. There's one over by the fence, which I had forgotten about until it started to grow. There's one here, and if you can get, oh, and there's also lots. Okay, my sister bought Crowder peas from a gentleman at the farmer's market. Crowder peas look like really long red green beans with lots of beans inside. And I was like, I thought about it, and I wondered if I dried some out and planted them, would they grow? And they are. When they're young, they can be used as green beans, or you can let them mature on the vine into the full Crowder pea, or you can let it completely dry and have, you know, dry beans. Yeah, but the stuff, oh yeah, and I got transplants from the farmer's market for the cucumbers and zucchini and watermelons and lots of other stuff, kale. And I'm of a family, I can't just say my family because it's also my age. Yes, Mickey, I called you out. But my entire family gets upset if I have to kill transplants, or transplants are left to die. So they all got planted. And in addition to all of those being put in the ground, I had a pack of acorn squash seeds and a pack of butternut squash seeds that I just kind of threw on the dirt to see what would germinate and what wouldn't. And they all germinated. And what you're supposed to do is, in a grouping of 3, pick the strongest, let that survive, or a grouping of 5 or whatever. Let the strongest of the plant survive and turn the other ones over under the dirt and kill them. And nobody would let me do that. They're like, can't you move them somewhere else? So I had to move them somewhere else. So we have lots and lots and lots of plants in the ground. Yeah, it's behind you. There's a cucumber and a row of acorn or butternut squash, because I can't remember where I planted what. So I'll find out when the female flowers appear, because on squash plants, the female flowers look. I know I found a female. It's not open yet. Bear with me, people. Anyway. Oh, I said bear with me, people. I can't just say anyway and stop looking for it, can I? Alright. Oh, here it is. It's a female summer squash, crookneck. So, when that blooms, there's a male that's ready to bloom. When those bloom, I can pollinate those in much the same way as I did the cucumber, or do it delicately with Q-tips, but I forgot the Q-tips inside. Don't get dementia. Oh, I was talking about the plants in the ground. I don't believe in weeding. Angel don't weed. That's not something I subscribe to. So there's no weeding done in the forest, and the plants do fine. So I figure they should do fine in the ground. And if they don't, then they weren't strong enough. And if they die, then they'll feed other plants nitrogen. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. You know, I'm just kind of rambling now. Anyway, this is my garden. This is the MS Victory Garden 2015. Oh, you can pan around and show everything. There's potatoes over there. There's the beans I told you about, the Crowder peas, and potatoes in these bales, potatoes and onions. Oh yeah, there's 2 rows of potatoes over there. There's squash and kale and things over there. And what else am I growing? Yellow squash, zucchini, a couple kinds of lettuce, chives, a couple kinds of cucumbers, possibly 3. I think 3. Because I think, like I said, the cucumber seeds were put in as well. Turnips, snow peas, regular peas. The regular peas are climbing the far fence, the fence you're currently looking at, and then the snow peas are climbing this fence. The snow peas aren't doing as well, but a lot of them got uprooted when we put the transplants in, because the snow peas went in as seed. But I just explained my gardening philosophy. You know, if it survives, great, and if not, oh well, we got a lot more. Right? I'll hopefully remember to post an update, but if I don't, then just picture all this stuff, you know, but bigger. Bye.